Sorley MacLean, he was writing this in the 1930s, you know, and nobody had ever done this before. The kind of poetry he was writing, it was new and fresh, the poetry, but also he had a great mind for history. You know, he knew exactly what had happened. So it's very important that he recorded this in his poem. There were other village poets and local poets writing about things, you know, he did it in the wider context of what was happening in the world and in Europe, which is why he was a very innovative poet in many ways, hugely innovative poet, and his poetry book, not the Cullen but Danta Ever, was published in 1943, and it was sort of a watershed in Gaelic poetry. It was, you can say, before Danta Ever and after, as regards Gaelic poetry. He was a major poet in his, you know, whichever way you look at it, even in a British context, he was a major poet.
It mentions Mackay in the poem, the excerpt that we just read, and it's interesting also because the Mackays came from, some of the Mackays came from Sutherland, and they were actually building the place they were staying in Rasay House.
And where are we? What's the significance of this plaque?
Well, that was put as a memorial to Sorley MacLean. It's on the road to Halig, which is, he wrote a famous poem. One of his most famous poems is called Halig, and he wrote that in 1952 when he was in Edinburgh. But it's quite it caused us a sensation, really, the poem. It's made Halig the village famous, probably, which is why there's a memorial here, and a lot of people come to see Halig. They come to visit Halig because of the poem, and it's well known as a place that was cleared. But it's only a symbol of the clearances. There's hundreds and hundreds of places cleared in the Highlands, you know. And I see the poem Halig is on the cairn as well, and there's another plaque on the other side, sort of telling it's a memorial to Sorley.
Sorley died in 1996. Yeah.
That's right. The funeral was in Portree. He was buried in Portree. Yeah.
Yes, he's buried on an opposite the Arras Centre. Yeah.
And maybe I should tell a little bit about Sorley. I don't know.
Yeah, but maybe in the sun.
Later on, maybe.
Yeah, in the sun, because I'm bloody freezing here.